Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I don't even know where to start. I really don't even know where to start. We spent 2 days on this whole fundraiser slash dating mingles kind of thing going on. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't enjoy either one of those days. I really didn't. I don't understand the purpose of this because I feel like you're trying to clash two things together that is just awkward and uncomfortable for everyone. You have the dating scene of people trying to hook up with people who are trying to be there for a fundraiser. So I feel like this is just a lose-lose situation for either party. Um, and I gotta sit there and agree with a lot of well, one of my subscribers said, and along with Brock TV, if Britt didn't want to be there, then you should have just left. I mean, to be honest, there's nothing stopping you from leaving. No one's putting a gun to your head. If you don't want to be there, that's fine. And to be honest, when you really think about it, all you're doing is just giving negative energy and negative vibes. Oh, this is stupid. Oh, this is bad. The people out there that want to sit there and hook up and mingle with other people, they don't want to hear that. You're literally the definition of a party pooper at this point. Um, there's I honestly felt like they should have cut that girl off a long time in those drinks. And trust me, I get it. They're really good and they make you feel really fun and happy until you wake up the next morning with a hangover. But that's beside the point. At some point, they did start to notice that she was a little bit too drunk. Terry got there. And, she was sitting there talking about how Chad is leaving. He got a great job and, she wanted him to do it. And, when she really broke it down, it was like, no, they went out on one date and then they texted and he got back and then he left. So it wasn't really that much of a romance. And I kind of sat there and I was like, you know, that's kind of a shame. Listen, I'm not for the whole couplings and whatever, but it would have been interesting to explore at the very least. But no, they didn't really do that. So you got Britt there, you got Brad, you got Terry, you got Maxie, you have Austin, which is another reason why I was like, why are we doing this for? There was literally, I mean, granted, they said they were there for the fundraiser and they talked about making plans about hiking, but in reality, it was like, I felt like they just kind of threw him there because they needed to throw him there. Um, Chase agreed to help take down Link the right way. Um, Brooke somewhat apologized, and then she was all like, "Oh well, we gotta agree that Chase, you overreacted." Uh, no, he didn't. But for the sake of this argument, I guess he'll just agree to it, just to agree to it. And also, they talk about the elephant in the room and how they really need to sit there and talk about that elephant in the room, aka they're attracted to each other. But of course, no, because Britt has to get so drunk that she starts going on this tirade for way too long, and then a guy drops from the sky. I have no idea who this guy is, but well, at this point, he seems like he's a guy that's meant for Britt because I don't know. I guess they don't want Britt going out with anyone else, like Dante or Drew or Sonny. I don't know. I'm sitting there thinking about available men at this point. Or Chase. No Chase. No, we're not doing that. No, we're just gonna get somebody completely not Austin. No, we're just gonna add another person to the party. We're gonna add one more person to a overbloated staff. We're really doing that. Okay. All right, sure. Why not? Why the hell not? Now, the way that Dante came at Drew was like, bro, are you kidding me? Like, he walked up to him and was like, yo, we gotta sit there and talk. And Drew was like, yo, is there a problem? I kind of stood there and was like, yo, is there a problem? Y'all need to take it outside? Like, cause y'all can just totally do that. Now Dante is like, yo, you snipped that back in Michael. Like, he's gonna use ELQ to sit there and take down Sonny. Drew's like, did he say that? No, it just seems like an educated guess. Where the okay, that seemed like that just kind of like came out at random. And Drew's like, listen, I mean, I guess they are kind of businesses in some sort of way. And Drew's like, listen, if Michael takes an opportunity from Sonny, I'm not going to sit there and try to stop him, but, I will sit there and talk to him. He's like, okay, all right, good. I'm like, Dante, you're not going to sit there and apologize a little bit for the way you came at? Because the way that Dante came at Drew is almost like Drew was sitting there helping take down Sonny. And it was like, no, no. Let's not get that Dante's meant you're trying to be a good son. But Michael did not make any sort of declarations of war so far. He didn't try to do anything yet. Yeah, he came at him with a bunch of smoke. You don't like him, this, that, and third. I hate you, yada, 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 yada. Cool. But that's just being angry. Overdoing it, yes, but it's just being angry. Okay, sure, why not? Now, after Drew's gone, from Spinelli trying to use Drew as a shield to talk about swimming lessons and his daughter and all that other stuff, he says, yes, there's a problem, but I'm not going to get into it now. Can you just let it go? Okay, sure, fine. Went through 2 days of this, and we thought we were going to get some answers. Even though I think the answer is that, well, he's lonely and he's, sad about losing his best friend. But okay, maybe there's something more. What is it? 2 days, we got nothing. So glad I was invested in that. Ava meets Valentine at the gun range because we're still using that scenery. Now I think Valentine says something along the lines of the way that Victor was not there talking to her, or Ava talking to Victor. It seemed like Ava was not there kind of upgrading or something like that. So they go back and forth. And Anna comes in there. Now, Anna is still upset with Valentine for blowing him off a couple of times. Now, listen, I've never really been invested in this whole thing from jump, but what I will sit there and say is, how long has Anna been keeping this man in the friend zone? Oh, you've been blowing me off? I don't know why I should be sitting there giving you a second chance, this, that, and the third. This dude had a thing for you since y'all was in the same academy, right? And you never really seemed like you gave him the time of day. But now you want to sit there and be all hurt, bunch of little fans. Oh, you act like you don't have no time for me when I'm now sitting there noticing you. Okay, cool. So apparently they do this whole shoot off thing, and um, Anna wins. I guess Valentine was gonna let her win. I don't know. Either way, the stakes was taking her out or going on a date, and they wound up doing it anyway. But of course, that didn't seem like it really lasted because good old Victor wants to sit there and call Valentine for some sort of secret mission that we still don't know what it is, and we may not get back to it for another 2 or 3 weeks because we had an over bloated cast and we just added one more person. Also, we got temporary Michael. Now, I know that well, I was listening to their reading yesterday or this morning that, Chad is leaving General Hospital. I don't know if he's leaving permanently, but I said he was leaving. Oh my god, I'm so gonna miss him because he was so. I didn't. To be fair, I didn't think he was a bad character, and I would actually like to explore his character more, especially back then when he had the whole Ask Manlander thing. I actually thought he had a really good character. Like he seemed like he was a really good character. I just felt like they just didn't really utilize him. So when it was like, oh, he's leaving, like, oh my god, I can't believe he's leaving because, yeah. So, but I didn't know about Temporary Michael. To be fair, I think that he did the best that he could. He did a good, admirable job. Um, Now, when I say that I was snipped their rating, on Instagram, Brando's going to be temporary recast. So, like when when it was like, oh, when it was like, oh, Michael's going to be temporary recast, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Just pause that for a minute. Just give me a minute. All right. And I played it. I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, so Brando's going to be temporary recast, and whatever. It's so interesting with these temporary recasts or whatever. Because I always sit there and look at this thing like when these actors come on to do these roles, these temporary roles, and people judge them harshly or be like, they're judging really harshly. Alright? And I always gotta sit there and look at it like with Alexis. I think that the actress did a fine job trying to fill in her shoes, but it's hard to fill in the shoes of somebody who's been there for 20 something years. Alexis plays this character the way that Nancy would play Alexis, because in a lot of ways, Nancy and Alexis is not that far apart, and that's kind of a good and a bad thing, but whatever. It's sort of like Maurice Bernard. Like, if somebody was like, hey, they're going to temporarily recast him, and we'll all be like, I don't, what? You can't play a character who's been doing it for so long. So I know that probably a lot of people will be like, oh, this person sucked as Michael. It's like, come on. He's a new guy. Just cut some slack, all right? Um, long story short, Nina lost. And I'm, I can't believe I'm actually Smith is saying this. I I genuinely felt bad for Nina. I did. I genuinely felt bad for Nina. Nina is a flawed character. Everyone in that damn courtroom is a flawed character. Okay? And if you've been watching the channel for a while, we all know how I feel about Nina. And if you're new, I don't like Nina. Okay? But with that being said, I do always at least attempt to try to be fair to all the characters, regardless if I really love them or I really hate them. And I genuinely felt bad for Nina. Okay? Felt bad for Nina. With that being said, the stuff that she's done has not played her a favor. So I don't have that. I was like, I felt bad for her, but I'm like, you kind of did some of this stuff to yourself. Also, I think I I don't know about Scott as a lawyer anymore at this point. I don't think he's a bad lawyer. No, actually, that's not true. Diane is a better lawyer, but I don't. I just think that Scott's a bad lawyer. I really had to sit there and be like, no, Scott is actually a bad lawyer. One of the things that really played against him with the court as far as the judge was when Scott tried to attack Michael's character, bringing up stuff from years ago that is already public record. Like, are you kidding me? I felt like Nina should just got a different lawyer, any lawyer. Hell, I would have literally took anybody over Scott at this point. Scott felt bad. I mean, he was like, "Oh, I tried," and I was like, "I don't." I guess that was his attempt to try. Anyway, she walks over to Wiley. I mean, she walks over to Willow and Michael, and it's like, "Can we work something out?" And I sat there and I was like, "You know what? This is a really bad idea, but at this point, screw it, Nina. Just screw it." Willow went off on her. Willow also looked like she was about to faint. I feel like this may be a long-term thing, like she may have some sort of medical problem and may need Nina to donate some sort of organ or something. Carly is not going to do the right thing because at this point, she hasn't been doing the right thing as far as, keeping kids away from their parents. And I feel like at this point, why start now? Hell, Drew got to the courtroom. He looked at Carly, and Carly was looking at the envelope, and Michael was like, "What's going on? Is there what's up?" Of course, she's not going to sit there and do the right thing. Now, again, Willow went off, and Nina went outside, talked to Scott for a little bit, and then went to Nell's grave, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I failed you," and yada yada yada. And I'm like, one of the things, well, one of the many things that's bad about Nina is that she likes to try to rewrite history. I mean, not that long ago, she testified against Nell, saw her for the POS character that she was, and called her out for it. You know? But now it's poor Nell this and poor Nell that, and Nell would have had a great life, and yada yada yada. And, like, come on, bro. But again, I will sit there and just leave it at this. As much as I do not like Nina, it's I felt bad for her. I felt bad for her. So Nicholas decided to just go along. He decided to just went from making out, which by the way is not a TV kiss. That is a well, that's that's an actual kiss. Okay, the same thing that I was saying about EJ kissing, well, pretty much kissing damn near any woman on that show. The new EJ, I was sitting there and say the same thing for Esme kissing Nicholas. Now I was reading some of the comments on Instagram, and some people was like, she's not kissing him right, or she doesn't know how to kiss. I was like, the hell she does know how to kiss, because she's not kissing him in a very soap opera TV way. Anyway, he has sex with her, and then he's all like, he has that look of regret, shame, and everything else. And of course, he's like, Spencer's never going to forgive me. Bro, you decide to have sex with a barely legal woman, barely legal girl at this point, which is clearly encouraging underage drinking, but whatever. Um, that is like the least of his worries at this point. Now, of course, you got Spencer outside just eating and, texting Cam, like, advice and texting Esme. And Ava comes back and they go at each other for a little bit. They both are trying to find Spencer. I mean, they're both trying to find Esme and Nicholas. They come across some clothes that's on the floor. And they get to the room, and I think Spencer's like, "Hey, are you in here?" or whatever. And Nicholas is like, "Oh my goodness, what am I going to do?" Now, of course, Esme's like, "No, don't worry. We'll keep this on the DL, because you were nice to me, and all this, that, and the third." And I'm like, this is just hilarious at this point. This is full blown hilarious for so many reasons. You know, I really, I really love what I do. I really do. I really love getting on here and talking about this craziness with this show, with these shows in general. And there's times where I'll sit there and watch even a boring episode and be like, the hell am I actually going to sit there and say? And I just have the time of my life. And it's moments like that that I'm just like, I love what I do. And I'm going to sit there and take a short intermission or whatever, just sit there and thank everyone for just watching my reviews and just going along this crazy journey, because this is just this is just fun. And I really do appreciate everyone supporting and just watching the channel and commenting. And even when you don't agree with me, still leave a comment. So, thank you. I feel like that's about it. I really do. I also feel like there's too many damn characters on this show, and it's just, I always feel like I'm going to forget someone. I really do. But luckily, most of the stuff, most of the other characters was in the whole scene of, I don't know, a charity fund or singles dating hostess thing or whatever crap function that they were meant to trying to mash together that, for so many reasons, was not going to work. But we got a new character tomorrow. I have no idea who it is. And, you know what? I'll just save my comments for tomorrow about that when that happens. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.